Here we are.
Yes, sir.
Passion growing.
Thank you for the good work.
You're welcome.
I'm seeing everything is looking nice.
Yeah,
How do you manage to do this?
you can imagine, in case you get a good variety, and when you do some good agronomic practices, more so watering. So what kills most of the passion fruits, almost passion fruit farms, people do not provide water. That's one major big challenge.
Yes.
Then another challenge is the tracing or training. We have to do some training here. After reaching like 7 feet, this one is called UPF 12, meaning it starts flowering when it is 12 inches tall. So if it reaches like around this height, you have to train using these nylon wires.
Okay.
Yes. So you have to do training, and once you start training them, within a very little time, they reach up where your net is. But if you don't train it to just creep on the ground like this, then even flowering is delayed.
I'm saying you're trying to remove the leaves. What's the reason that you're removing those leaves?
Of course, these ones have aged up. You have to remove because they are photosynthetically inactive right now. Now, if it loses its chlorophyll like this, if they start turning brown or yellow, you have to remove because they are no longer manufacturing food. So when you remove, the energy or the food which would be consumed, or the nutrients which will be consumed by these leaves, are diverted to the reproductive parts like the fruits.
Okay.
But if you leave them to be there, your fruits will not be well, they will shrink. Again, the size will be much reduced than, and when you remove it, stimulates others to come. The new one is photosynthetically active.
Can it be called pruning?
Yeah, this is pruning. The training up on the net is the so-called tracing. Again, if you don't remove, there are potential causes of, or there are potential spreaders of fungal infection. You see, if this one is infected by fungal infection, and it gets into contact with us, you know, fungal disease is like a ringworm in people, human beings, how it spreads. Just body contacts can make it transfer from one person to another. Even these ones, if you leave them to get into contact, too much contact,
it will affect the whole of it.
If a disease is there, a fungal to spread at a very rapid rate.
Okay. I'm really seeing.
And to prevent even health risks like snakes, if you don't remove some, the canopy will be just compact, it will be a
so
heavy
dense.
one, a dense canopy. So that one will become a very good habitat for those. Yes. For those snakes.
So I think these leaves are good for making more manure when you
they
throw
are very
them
good
down
when,
like this.
in fact, when you remove, you have to collect all, you cover them, you put them on the ground like this, then you cover with the dry grass or this one, which is about to dry.
What's the reason?
Then they will rot and turn into mulch. Right now they will act as mulches, but later they will decompose.
They become a good humus.
And they become manure.
Okay.
If you leave them just like this, they just dry, disappear.
It's a very good project.
What message can you give farmers outside there?
Outside?
About passion fruit. Is it profitable?
Very much profitable.
Should they leave coffee to passion fruit?
The current information shows that in Uganda, we can only afford to produce 30%. Then the 70% for human consumption comes from outside. We just import more so from Kenya.
Hey.
So for us, we can just contribute 30% of the required. But the majority comes from Kenya. The other areas which are potential producers are Mbale, the other side of Masaka, and the other side of they call it what?
What could be the cause for low production in Uganda? Low production of passion fruit in Uganda.
Low production. One of it is what I've said, the need for intensive agronomic practices. Now, for like this breed UPF12, if you don't graft it with the yellow, because salty soils are very poor in drainage, water retention. So if it happens rain today and you don't mulch well, it shines for like 2 days, all the water is evaporated. The soils are more sandy, so the majority goes down to the deeper layer where plant roots cannot reach. Then, since it is too hot during the daytime, the majority again will escape back to the atmosphere. So, what are the repercussions is your plant will start having a stunted growth. Again, we're looking to approach. These ones are more sensitive to sunshine. In case it shines for like 4 good days, an immediate change is observed. The leaves drop very fast during the daytime, then they can try to recover in the evening. But again, if it persists day by day, even in the evening, you'll find them looking the same way.
So do you think this kind of a project can help the younger youth? Like most of the Ugandans are not employed. Do you think this can address some challenges which are faced by the country of unemployment?
Very well, I have just a small local plot, but I can get some good amount, which can make me not to call even parents at home that is send for me some money for this, and this. So right now, since we are students, I just had to establish a small one. So but when you go outside and establish like an acre, so issues of going for border riding, those ones will have no.
So what you're trying to tell us that you're doing this as well as being a student, and how do you balance books and this kind of project?
Yeah, because there you have to be so calculative. Because the other side also needs some good time. So what I do, I always come, if I choose to come this side, I come very early in the morning and late in the evening. Late in the evening, mainly to do some watering. And if I need to do some weeding, I come very early, like at around 5, when other people are still doing their accommodation. So you come, you do, before it interrupts with the normal teaching time, the other side of campus.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. I recommend people to go and engage in this project, because the more you become engaged, the more you become rich at a very tender age.
Thank you very much.